Um, yeah, Valkyrie is interesting because from even the beginning of making Apex, we loved the idea of a flying or a jetpacked legend. So Valkyrie has actually been in the works, or at least has been in our minds for a long time, and was probably maybe holds a record for longest legend in development of some sort ever, because we just were prototyping her ability set so early on. Obviously the challenge is balancing a legend who can fly, so it's been fun development and taken some time to get right. Fighter pilots and things you see in movies that are militaristic, maybe some Iron Man and some like the military stuff for the heads-up display and marking your enemies and things like that. So there's a lot of inspirations that are taken by the Legend team. Yeah, there's a lot of inspirations. We know that a lot of our fans of Apex are Titanfall fans, and so because the games take place in the same universe, then we're able to pull in some of that lore from Titanfall into Apex, which is great. And it's a unique opportunity because we have millions of people who played Titanfall 2. They fought Viper in the boss fight. Viper was in his Titan and ripped BT's arm off and was this bad guy. And now, several years later, we're introducing Valk as the daughter of this guy that you murdered in Titanfall 2, and it completely changes your mind about the feelings you had when you played that mission in Titanfall. And I think that's just exciting to us to have an opportunity to do that. We've seen the videos of the Viper fight in Titanfall make a resurgence on YouTube. Like, people are now going back and rewatching that and have completely different emotions about it. So I think there's just cool inspirations taken from opportunities like that, and bringing the universe to bringing the storylines together and interweaving them a little bit more, and giving you some information that you didn't know about Apex, and also information you never knew about a game you might have played in the past. So yeah, adding Valkyrie will certainly make the combat more vertical in some cases because she can fly. So she's got 3 passives, and then the tactical and ultimate. The ultimate, I think, changes the game and will have an impact a bit, because the ultimate is that she can use her jetpacks to shoot up into the air, either alone or with her teammates, and then re-enter the skydive phase. So you can essentially shoot up and relocate somewhere else in the map, similar to using one of the balloon towers, but you can do it anywhere. So I think that will definitely, that and the fact that she can fly and hover will certainly mean that there's some added verticality to the combat in the game. Her other passive is that she can use the survey beacons in the map to get the next ring information. And she also gets enemies marked on her HUD if she has line of sight while she's in a skydive. So if you're in the skydive during the beginning of the match, or from a balloon, or from her ultimate, anyone with line of sight will be indicated on her HUD for her entire team. And then her tactical is a rocket barrage, and so you can use that in combination with your hovering and your target marking to use your rockets to do damage and stun enemies. So it's kind of an outline of her abilities and how it might change the game. Yeah, there's similarities between Valk and some other legends, but she's quite different. So her you mentioned Horizon and Octane. They can definitely get into higher places, but Horizon is locked to basically like a tube, like an elevator, kind of up and down. And Valkyrie can just fly around. Of course, you run out of jet fuel over time and then have to wait for it to recharge. But she's very maneuverable in the sky. So it's a bit different. She can also attack with her missile swarm from a hovering position compared to the other legends that were mentioned. Balancing her just comes down to finding the right Valk over the last year, very heavy testing. So, but of course, once Valk goes live on May 4th, we'll certainly see how she really plays when the millions of people start using her, and we'll have to make some adjustments, I'm sure. Yeah, I think the numbers just become too high to care, and so we try to create these themes for the seasons, and we've been giving them names for a long time. So I think the names make more sense because the name is tied to like kind of what we're delivering for the season. You know, we're hoping to kind of just not create a big deal about the actual number, but more what we're offering. Sure. So the benefit that the bow has, the biggest benefit, is that it's silent. So compared to other medium range weapons, it doesn't make the loud bang when you shoot it. And so you can really get an advantage on an enemy because you can shoot 2, 3, 4 arrows at that enemy before they can really locate where you're at. Of course, the arrows will stick in the ground. So a player who hears an arrow whiz by or gets hit by one might be able to figure out the direction by the way the arrow is sticking in the ground or the wall. As far as which legend plays best with the bow, I think it just comes down to preference. Like we said in the presentation, most of the fights we see in our data, the fights are resolved at close range. So not a lot of fights are won at medium range. And so you're going to use the bow, and then the fight is going to close in, and you're going to have to switch to another weapon or equip the hop-up that makes the bow more effective at closer range. So I think ultimately it's still going to come down to the legend of your choice and the abilities that legend has and your gameplay style. So I think anybody can use the bow. The inspiration just came from nobody's arm needed to be twisted to try to make one. Yeah, there is a slight nerf going into Lifeline. Combat Revive no longer deploys a shield. You can now revive 2 players at the same time. Yeah, so there's no longer the shield on the Combat Revive. Yeah, so Bloodhound, the Bloodhound scan is very strong and a little bit OP. So we are making some slight changes to it. So you'll no longer receive assists from the Allfather ability. So it's a pretty minor change. We're gonna look and see how that goes in the live game and kind of go from there. So. Yeah, we love our Japanese fan base. We've seen the Japanese fan base grow to be one of our biggest, much to our surprise and pleasure. So we love all of you out there, and thank you very much. We love all the art that you send in and all of the content that you post and all the feedback. So just thank you very much. We hope to continue supporting the game and building more Japanese content in the future.